DahReply's AI Podcast, your trusted take on the latest AI news. Episode 2, the $70 million AI.com sale, most expensive domain name in history?
Okay, let's just start with the number. I want you to picture 70 million US dollars.
It's hard to even conceptualize.
It really is. That's what, around 300 million ringgit? It's private island money. It's a fleet of supercars.
Or a mid-budget Hollywood movie.
Exactly. Now imagine taking all of that and just handing it over for two letters, an A and an I.
It sounds completely absurd when you put it like that.
But it happened. And unless you were, I don't know, completely off the grid during the Super Bowl this week, you saw the result.
Oh, yeah?
The commercial for AI.com, the one that drove so much traffic, the entire site just collapsed.
Which, ironically, is probably the best PR they could have asked for.
Right. But we're here to talk about the deal itself. And that $70 million price tag, I mean, it's the headline, but the story underneath is this incredible mix of genius, controversy, and maybe a sign of where the entire internet is heading.
Oh, absolutely. Our mission today is really to use this as a case study. We're looking at digital scarcity and this huge shift from, conversational AI to what people are calling agentic AI.
Yeah, this deep dive is a wild one. I was digging through the sources you sent over. We've got stuff from Bait News, TechNave, DomainInvesting.com.
And some really deep investigative pieces from Loyat.net and Sinar Daily.
It reads like a thriller. I mean, we've got a seller who claims he bought the domain as a 10-year-old kid in 1993 with his mom's credit card.
A story we will definitely be deconstructing.
And then there's this whole other layer,
Yeah.
a controversy in the background involving a crypto Ponzi scheme.
So yeah, buckle up. This is the $70 million mystery of AI.com.
Let's start with the deal itself, because the numbers, they're not just big, they're historic.
They are $70 million. And the whole thing was paid in cryptocurrency.
Which is a whole other can of worms. But just in terms of domain sales, this isn't just a new record, is it?
No, it completely obliterates the old records. I mean, we used to talk about carinsurance.com, which went for almost $50 million back in 2010.
Yeah, that was the big one for years.
And then voice.com in 2019 for $30 million. Those were seen as, huge, massive outliers.
And this more than doubles voice.com.
It's the largest publicly disclosed domain sale in history, period.
So who's the person with $70 million in crypto to spend on a URL? Let's talk about the buyer, Kris Marszalek.
The CEO of Crypto.com. And if you've been following his moves, it's perfectly in character.
He's all about the big branding play, right?
Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
He's the one who bought the domain Crypto.com itself for $12 million.
And didn't he buy the naming rights to the Staples Center in LA?
He did. $700 million for that. Now it's the Crypto.com arena. His whole philosophy is about owning the primary category.
The front door theory.
Exactly. He believes you can't be just another brand in the noise. You have to be the front door to the entire technology. So with crypto, he bought Crypto.com. Now with AI.
He had to own AI.com.
It's his playbook. And what's wild is that they actually finalized this deal back in April of 2025.
A whole year ago?
Yep. They kept it a complete secret for almost a year just for that big Super Bowl reveal.
That is some serious discipline. So this brings us to the actual product. You spend $70 million. What does the website do? Is it just another ChatGPT?
No, and this is the really critical part of the whole story. He's not building another chatbot. He's building a platform for what's called agentic AI.
Agented AI. I've been hearing that term more and more. Break that down for me. How is it different from a chatbot?
Okay, the simplest way to think about it is this. Chatbots talk. Agents do.
Okay, give me an example.
All right, let's say your flight gets canceled. A total nightmare scenario.
The worst.
With a chatbot, you'd type, "My flight's canceled, what should I do?" And it would list some other flights for you. It gives you information.
So it basically gives me homework. I still have to go book the flight, call people.
Exactly. With an agentic AI, you just say, "Fix this." The agent has permissions. It logs into the airline, it rebooks you, it pays with your card, it texts your spouse to say you'll be late, and it updates your calendar.
Yep.
It executes tasks.
Okay, that sounds incredibly useful. And also, I have to admit, a little scary. Giving an AI access to my bank account, my calendar.
You just hit on the single biggest barrier to entry, the trust gap.
Right. If an AI writes a bad poem, who cares? If it accidentally buys 10 flights to Fiji.
It's a disaster, and they know that. Their whole technical approach is built around privacy. They're using a system where your data is encrypted with your own individual keys.
So not even AI.com can read my banking password.
That's the claim. The agent acts on your behalf, but within these like super strict encrypted guardrails. But the really wild part is what they're calling the co-social network.
Co-social. I saw that phrase. It sounded like pure marketing buzz. What is it?
It's actually a pretty revolutionary idea. Think about an app like Waze. If one driver reports a traffic jam,
Everyone else instantly knows to avoid it.
right. Now apply that to tasks. Imagine your AI agent figures out the incredibly convoluted 10-step process to cancel that gym membership that's impossible to get rid of.
Oh, I know those. The ones that hide the button.
Yes. Once your agent learns that path, it shares the method, not your personal data, just the method with the whole network. So now, my agent instantly knows how to do it too.
That's like collective bargaining against bad websites.
It's a decentralized network of self-improving skills. And you can see why that's so powerful.
Right.
It's also why that Super Bowl ad got 9.1 times the engagement of a normal ad.
And why it crashed the site. They were suffering from success.
Exactly. The crash just added to the hype. But honestly, as cool as the tech is, the part of the story I couldn't stop reading about was the seller.
Ah, yes. Arsyan Ismail.
What a character.
The story that's been going around, especially in the Malaysian media, is pure legend. It's 1993. Arsyan is 10 years old. He gets his mom's credit card.
Which is a terrifying thought for any parent.
Oh, totally. And he buys AI.com. Not because he's some visionary who predicted artificial intelligence.
And so because his initials are AI Arsyan Ismail.
It's just too perfect. And the story goes, his mom was furious, every month charge card. But he kept paying the fee. And that $100 investment turned into $70 million.
A 700,000% return. It's a great story, but it's almost certainly not true.
I had a feeling. Okay, so what's the real story? Why is the legend busted?
Well, just think about the tech in 1993. The web was barely public. Commercial internet in Malaysia was brand new. It was all dial-up.
I remember that sound.
But the real giveaway is the credit card. Online payment processing as we know it. It just didn't exist. There was no SSL encryption. And, the 3-digit CVV code on the back of a card?
Yeah, the security code.
That wasn't even invented until 1997. The whole mechanism for a kid to just buy a domain online, it wasn't there.
So what did the internet sleuths find? He did own it, so how did he get it?
The paper trail points to him buying it much, much more recently.
Yeah.
Probably in 2021.
2021, so just a few years ago.
Right. The domain was held by a Kuwaiti company that specialized in hoarding premium domains. It seems Arsyan bought it from them, likely for an estimated $10 million.
Wait, hold on. He spent $10 million on a domain. That's a huge bet in itself.
It is. And that changes the whole narrative. He's not the lucky kid. He's a high-stakes domain flipper.
And a very successful one, turning $10 million into $70 million in, 4 years? That's incredible.
Yeah, it wasn't just passive holding. He was actively working to pump its value. Do you remember a while back, AI.com would redirect to different places?
Yes. For a while, it went to ChatGPT. I just assumed OpenAI had bought it.
Right. And then it pointed to Elon Musk's XAI, then to Google's Gemini.
I was sure Elon bought it.
That was the genius of his strategy. By associating the domain with all the biggest players, he created this perception of a massive bidding war. He made it the most desirable asset on the market right before he sold it.
That is next level thinking. But this guy, Arsyan, he has a history in tech, right?
Oh yeah, he's been around. He created a Friendster clone back in the day called Quanster. He was very early in the Bitcoin scene in Malaysia, setting up exchanges. He's always been ahead of the curve.
A genuine technopreneur.
For sure. But there's also a bit of a shadow in his past. We have to touch on the BitKingdom allegations.
I saw that on some forums. What was that?
BitKingdom was an alleged Bitcoin Ponzi scheme back in 2016-2017. A lot of people lost money.
And he was connected to it.
The victims alleged he was the technical architect. Now, to be fair, his position has always been that he was just a contractor.
He built the website but wasn't involved in the financial side.
That's his claim. And he was never charged with any crime. But for a lot of people who were burned back then, his name is still linked to it. It makes the story more complex.
Absolutely. And now he has a whole new problem, a $70 million problem.
The tax man.
Right. He was paid in crypto. But the Malaysian tax authorities, they want their cut in ringgit.
He has to somehow off-ramp $70 million from crypto into the traditional banking system. That is not easy. It triggers all sorts of anti-money laundering alerts. It's a logistical nightmare.
It's a good problem to have, I guess.
Yeah.
He gave a quote about the sale I found fascinating. He said, "Never over-negotiate with ultra-high net worth individuals."
That is sage advice. He knew he had a winning ticket, and he knew when it was time to cash it in instead of getting greedy.
So let's bring this all together. Why should the average person care about this deal? What does it signal?
I think it comes down to digital real estate and the concept of scarcity. Just think about it. There are only 676 possible two-letter .com domains.
A to Z, A to Z. That's it.
That's it. They aren't making more. In a world where everything digital can be copied for free, these domains are like beachfront property. They're finite.
And AI.com isn't just any property. It's the main entrance to the new city being built.
It's the front door theory again. You can build a better AI, but you can never be AI.com. It's a permanent marketing advantage.
And now one guy, Kris Marszalek, owns AI.com and Crypto.com. He owns the two biggest buzzwords of our time.
He's cornered the market on the future's vocabulary.
So to sum it up, a record-breaking sale, a seller who's part myth, part genius, and a buyer betting everything on this new wave of agentic AI.
It's a perfect storm of hype, technology, and scarcity.
But I want to leave with one final thought, pushing on that agentic future.
Okay.
If agents start doing everything for us, if my agent talks to the airline's agent and to Amazon's agent, do we as humans even need to visit websites anymore?
That is the multi-billion-dollar question, isn't it? If the AI is doing the browsing, the user interface doesn't matter. The AI just needs an API, a data connection.
So if humans aren't typing in URLs, does owning the best URL in the world still matter in 10 years?
It's a huge paradox. Did Kris Marszalek just buy the most expensive, most beautiful billboard on a highway that everyone is about to stop driving on?
Is it the most expensive ad space in a future ghost town?
He is betting we'll still need a command center, a place to manage our agents. But it is a massive gamble that the very concept of a website will still be relevant.
That is something to think about. The potential death of the URL as we know it. Well, while you're mulling that over, maybe it's time to check your old GoDaddy account.
Or those old credit card statements.
You never know. You might be sitting on the next $70 million domain.
Just make sure the dates line up before you tell everyone you are a 10-year-old visionary.
Right. The internet sleuths will find you. Thanks for listening to The Deep Dive. We'll see you next time.